A ball and a strike to Trevor Story. A little behind on that swing, and now he'll try to shorten up maybe and protect the plate. A ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch.
Swing and a miss at a big breaking ball, and that's how the inning comes to an end.
Stepping in for the Cardinals, Dylan Carlson comes into this at bat 0 for 1 in the ball game.
Offense needs to get going right here. You want to try and tighten up this game a little bit before it starts to get into that territory where you're going to start seeing the back end of each bullpen.
Tried to get some loft to that swing, but it's 1-1.
Hey, usually the second time through the order, you start seeing an incorporation of some more off-speed stuff. But this guy's locating, feeling really good about his fastball. 2 back-to-back.
Oh, strike 2 as he locks him up there. This one sinks low and a touch outside. It's a full count, 3-2.
Hey, throwing the ball great up into this point. Don't want to allow a leadoff walk. Needs to just focus in on his mechanics right here.
Oh, a fastball swung on and missed, and for the second time today, he's gone on strikes.
Talk about blowing it by a guy. Geez, I mean, that fastball was way behind him when the swing came through the zone. I have to think he was looking for something off speed, and he just couldn't pull the trigger on that fastball.
Nolan Arenado will stand in for the second time now as he looks at a called strike. It's 0-1. And that's the second out.
Oh, man, you can't hit a ball any harder than that. I mean, this ball gets on him in a heartbeat. Nice job to stay with it, though, and then make the out at first.
Tyler O'Neill will stand in for a second time here as he swings and misses there. It's 0-1.
Down 0-2, maybe simplify the game plan right here. Get on the heater, even though he has 5 weapons to go to.
And that's in there, so perhaps some life here with 2 men out. Good work in a pitcher's count to get on base and keep the inning alive.
He is in complete command out on the mound today. He's got all 4 corners locked in, and now he's raising eye levels to boot.
Grounder down the line at third. Both teams with just 2 hits apiece thus far. And he struck him out, his 7th of the ball game, and that ends the inning. Cards lead 1. They're still down. It's 2-0. New inning set to get underway, and that'll bring up the pitcher, Parker Gillespie. Sends that one out of play for strike 1. The windup and the 0-1. Swing and a miss on the slider, and he's quickly behind 0-2.
Oh, man, was that a hack. He's trying to create his own run support with a swing like that.
Good job to spoil that one away, and he stays alive. The next 0-2 is a swing and a miss. That's strike 3. That was a nasty looking slider. Wheels and deals. Here's the first pitch. Harrison Bader is in now as he watches a pitch for ball 1. 2 balls and no strikes to the Cardinals center fielder.
Hey, always a good idea to take a couple of pitches when you're facing a young arm like this one. And now he's put himself in a real good hitter's count.
And that'll get on through into center field, so he's got himself a leadoff single. First pitch on its way. Popped up. Rosario is calling for it, but it's the pitcher that makes the play. And that's the first out of the inning. Here's the first pitch. Danny Jansen is next as he finds himself behind 0-1. Runners off for second. And it's not in time as he's in well ahead of the throw. He's ready. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Line, that's a base hit into left field. Now a long throw home. But this won't be in time as he's well safe and the run scores.
Not every day that you see a ball come off the bat like that one did, and looking at it again on Show Track, we see it a lot faster than it came in. 113 miles an hour. Couldn't have hit that one much better than that.
Stepping in now,
Kwon Young Kim.
and the fastball sails on him, and that gets away. And forget about the double play now as he'll move up to second here on the wild pitch. Now the 1-0. And look out. Oh, that got him. And anytime you hit the pitcher, you're asking for trouble.
Oh, boy. Pro pitchers belong to a closed fraternity, so you don't usually see that very often. And anytime it does happen, folks start hanging on the top steps of the dugout. These things usually don't go unpunished.
Rizzo was there. The second for one. Relay throw, but it'll be too late as he's well safe at first. Striding in is Dylan Crossan, trying to bring in the tying run from third here. Swing and a miss, and he's behind 0-1.
I kind of like the aggressive attitude right here. I know he's in a jam. What does he do? He goes to his best stuff, and that's the fastball.
And no trouble for him as he makes the catch to end the inning. Stepping in once again is Nolan Arenado. And he'll really have to dial it in here going up against one of the best strikeout relievers around. He's ready. Here's the first pitch. Now a swing, and he gets him to pop it up, and no one will get this one. On its way, the 0-1 pitch.
Ball, that's just out.
Hit the other way out toward right field. Wallace is under this one, and he puts it away for the first down. Next will be the cleanup hitter, Tyler O'Neill. 1 for 2 on his line so far in the game. Too high, 1-0. That swung on and missed. We're even at 1-1.
That's an awesome 12-6 hook right there. Look at the depth, spin rate, nasty downward tilt on that pitch.
Looking to punch him out again, the pitch. On, he pops it up. Donaldson into foul territory. And that's going to land foul. And he struck him out. Good pitch there as he registers his 8th punch out of the ballgame.
Well, you can tell by their approach that they're going to go up there to try to be aggressive off this guy, but he's taking full advantage of that. He's pounding the zone with strikes, and right now we're seeing a lot of swings and misses and a lot of strikeouts and no walks either.
0 for 2 from him so far in this one. 2-0 now. 2 balls and a strike now. And this one's going to bounce up to the plate. Easy take there, and it's 3-1 now.
You know, over the course of a full season, you're going to have some clunkers, and this certainly looks like one. By the look on the manager's face, he's going to probably call a meeting after this.
He loses him on ball 4.
Well, these guys have had a hard time making contact all game long, racking up a bunch of Ks, so that's their first walk of the game. We'll see if that gets them going a bit.
Here's the Minnesota skipper making his way out to the mound, and he's going to motion for the bullpen as that'll be all for his starter this afternoon. So he'll depart with the lead and a chance to be the winner, but he is responsible for the tying run at first. Jim Fletcher takes over here with a runner at first and 2 gone in the inning.
Number 16. Jim Fletcher.
Hey. Whoa. 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 Now I'm switching up my energy. My enemies feel like I got hundreds of them. No love for me. Y'all ain't in the streets. Y'all just in the street. Y'all take ministry. Y'all just in the beach. No deal, I like the breeze. I call up my lawyer like, never mind. They playing with all of these. If this money would never mind. That could probably never rhyme. And still be $1 million up. I only spend money on her if I know she the truth is to keep it a buck. You play with me once and you done. The that I say when I'm done. You know I'm ignorant. I'm at my house party acting. Telling my guests that I don't use it. Then turn around and I do it again. Act like the same. Who am I to pretend? Asking the Lord to forgive all my sins with my fingers crossed behind my back with a friend. I sin. I feel like the Bucks. I win. Again and again. Now they telling their friends. I don't know who my friends. They like to pretend. Cause they couldn't see me going very far. Now I be overseas with the mob. I get paid when I pass a bar, but I got no love for the law. I can't remember when I had a job. Back when they wouldn't build, now they bob. I still got paper tags on my car. Now I got gophers looking at my lawn. It's annoying. I'm picking my poison. You crabs in a barrel while my lobster is boiling. I'm trying to avoid them, but they keep on coming for me. DMX, what they wanting from me? BMX, I ain't stunting for free. Oh, my mama deceased, so you know that it's true when I speak. Matador, I ain't running from beef. Mike Tyson asked why my hunger so deep. I replied, ain't no love in the streets. Also, there wasn't no love in my home, so only get love when it's coming from me. Preach. I sin. I feel like the Bucks. I win. Again and again. Now they telling their friends. I don't know who my friends. They like to pretend. Santa Monica Boulevard. I can't tell us amen. Travis, where the drums at? Time I light one up. Don't you see them? I hop in my car. Don't you see them? Well, here's something. Rolling down the street in it. Pair of Chucks got my feet in it. Hold down, no. Bring the Khalifa chrome, I put the fees in it. KK got the whole place lit up. Hit the switch, make my 6'2" sit up. I know you sick, don't spit up. Tell homegirl if I can't, she gotta get up. Don't you see them? Say she wanna ride with us, then ride with us. Say she wanna roll with us, then roll with us. Say she wanna ride with us, then ride with us. Seat in the back, supposed to be the front. Say it's too loud, still turning up.
First opened back in 2010. We're on the air from Target Field here in downtown Minneapolis. Today, Game 3. Parker Gillespie, a right-hander from North Carolina, is the man on the mound. Dan, any thoughts?
Hey, Matty D, we're getting a chance to look at a guy that's been like white hot. How about a whip under 1.00 in his last 3 starts? Not a lot of base runners, and that usually adds up to a lot of success. Let's see if he can continue to do that in this one here today.
Swing and a little tapper. That winds up foul. Temperature about what you'd expect for this time of year, 56. Degrees at first pitch.
Strike this guy out. Do it yourself.
And this will miss down low in the dirt, so he's worked it full now at 3-2. And that's into the corner, a foul ball and right. Swing and a ball hit softly on the ground. And they'll just tag him out along the first base line. In now for the O's, Gunnar Henderson. It's been a really slow start to the season for him, as you can see by the April numbers on your screen. Gunnar Henderson comes on with one away as he looks at a ball. It's 1-0. Oh, up around the chin there, 2-0. So let's take a peek at our umpiring crew in this one. Behind the plate is Gary Simmons.
You know, D-Row, Gary Simmons, he's one of those umpires. He'll give you one thing or the other. At times his zone can be a little wide, and then he's a little more strict north and south, but he's a pretty consistent umpire.
The key, Dan, is be consistent. You want to give him the inside half, I'm okay with that, but then you can't give him away. If you're going to stay east-west, you better pick one side.
One out.
Now the 2-0 home.
Nope, outside.
Part of the order on deck, so keeping this two-hole hitter off the bags is always important.
Fastball, that ran in and drilled him.
Man, not sure if he was trying to send a message early in the game or what, but I sure hope this doesn't carry over to the rest of the game. Sometimes things like this early in the game really sets the tone for problems later, but I hope that's not the case.
2-0 now. 2 balls and a strike to the Orioles' first baseman.
That's evidence of a pitcher and catcher being totally in sync out there. That tells me they both know that's a good pitch for him right now.
And there's out number 2 as this is taken in shy of the track, and the runner will have to retreat. Ready now for Baltimore, Kyle Schwarber. He takes his first cuts in this one with a man at first and 2 away. Strike taken as the curveball drops into the bottom part of the zone.
Well, you can see he's coming right at this guy, just pounding.
And what an effort on the running. Seven to 5. How today's comes to.
The pitching staff is pressed to step up their game. A player receives a check-in from one of his coaches. A manager confronts his pitching staff about an unacceptable team statistic.
We're seeing him emerge as a legitimate pitcher with a ton of upside at the major league level, and he's earning more and more respect.
A player's agent calls to touch base. player expresses interest in going elsewhere. A player receives a check-in from one of his coaches. A manager checks in with his ball club. A player receives an update from his representative.
All right, I admit it. I downplayed him too much. He's better than I thought. And he's not Ferguson Jenkins.
Al Leiter talked to me because we're looking at a rising star on the mound, and he's proving that he belongs in any discussion.
A player receives a check-in from one of his coaches.
You know what the chances are of finding an ex-Warder Johnson? We found one. Can you imagine that? I know I was down on him. I get it.
A manager checks in with his ball club.
It is amazing that even at a young age, he is considered to be a premier starter in this league. Al, what are his teammates, what are fans thinking when this young man takes the hill?
A player receives a check-in from one of his coaches.
Jenny, our viewers have noticed over time that your dog Bella seems to have a favorite place to sleep. She's moved off it right now. Is she okay? Can you call her over?
This is early in his career, and he's lighting it up. He's causing waves around the game. We're thrilled to be joined by Hall of Fame outfielder Ken Griffey Jr. Ken, you see him what we're...
Today, we are shining a spotlight on one of the most exciting young players in the game. Ken Griffey Jr. joins us now, and Ken, I think we're looking at the real thing here.
A player receives a check-in from one of his coaches.
September 9th is a special day across Major League Baseball when we celebrate the life and career of the great Roberto Clemente. Al Leiter is here, and Al, you're a winner of the Clemente Award for your work.
A skipper appeals to his players to demonstrate some resilience in how they finish a rough season.
It became easy to see. I'm the one gotta put my life the way I'm supposed to be. And it might seem kinda cliche, but hey, truth be that way. Those that don't know need to hear, so those that do know need to say. You can quote them slogans over and over till you coasting through life until you slam into that wall, then bang. Then it click. That truth is an upper lip, chilling right there under your nose until one day you come to grips. As long as the world been revolving, if I'm still groveling in the same problem wherever I walk, it's probably not none of y'all, but obviously some flaws that I ignore but got to see. And who got to solve it? Me. Brother, I me. I must admit, I didn't still I can't quit. Just spend my time complaining to no benefit, but nah, making a contribution, so that makes me a solution. It starts with me, I must admit, I didn't still I can't quit. Just spend my time complaining to no benefit, but nah, making a contribution, so that makes me a solution. Follow me now if you ready to do more than just talk. Walk with me, be the solution. Offer critical thought for the youth, be the solution. Everyone is at fault. After all, we're only human. I've been the problem, you've been the problem, and now we're the solution.
A player receives a check-in from one of his coaches. A manager checks in with his ball club. A player receives a from one of his coaches. A manager checks in with his ball club. A player's agent calls to touch base. The player expresses interest in going elsewhere. A player receives a check-in from one of his coaches. The player receives an update from his representative. A manager checks in with his ball club. A player receives a check-in from one of his coaches. A manager checks in with his ball club. A player receives a check-in from one of his coaches. A manager confronts his pitching staff about an unacceptable team statistic. A player receives a check-in from one of his coaches. A skipper appeals to his players to demonstrate some resilience in how they finish a rough season.